We're heading back to Cheltenham and Deya Brewery, and this is their moving to the country. Now this is an interesting one because this is a IPA using peach, and it's actually got peach juice in it. So what's it going to be like? Can it be up to the normal Deya quality standards? Keep on watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to be reviewing this beer from Deya. This is, as I said in the intro, moving to the country. It's a 6% IPA. An interesting thing is with this one, it's a fruity IPA with heavy hopping rate and a peach puree. Now I'm always always get concerned when sort of beers add that sort of something extra in it, where you think, well, if you use the right sort of hops, you can get that peach flavour. But they've decided to use a bit of peach puree just to amp it up a little bit. But we know that Deya make great beers, so you know, I feel I'm in good hands. So let's crack this beer open, get it in a glass, and see what it's all about. So yeah, I mean, I haven't had a Deya for a while, and I just love Deya. I think they're just really, really good. So the interesting thing is how this beer is gonna work, really. I just hope it's up to their normal standards. If it's anywhere near their normal standards, it's going to be great. I mean, beer in a glass, look at the colour of that. Beautiful, sort of yellow. It's a pure custard colour. We've got three fingers, a very white and very compacted head. Looks cloudy as anything, hazy as you like. Oh, that looks absolutely smashing. Let's see what it smells like. Well, a little bit disappointed. It doesn't like sing in terms of its aroma. You think there'd be a massive peach sort of aroma, but it's always dialed back. And I always think when you start adding adjuncts to a beer, it ruins its aroma. You think, well, you're adding peach puree, it's going to sort of really sort of waft of those peaches, but it doesn't at all. It's very dialed back, a little bit dull. So the aroma, looks wise, it looks spectacular. Aroma wise, not much to it. Let's hope the taste is good. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, I mean, it tastes pretty much like a lot of their IPAs. Got a nice creamy sort of mouthfeel. Yes, there's peach in there. There's citrus fruits. But I wouldn't say it's a massive hit of peaches. You know, I've had a bigger hit of peaches in IPAs which have got different types of hops in it. I mean, even recently when we had, well, there was the beer we had recently which had the Earnest hop, the Northern Monk one, which was apricot. But that was a big hit of peach in it as well. Well, there's a lot of beers that have that big stone fruit flavour. And it's almost as if they've got more peach flavour than this that's actually got peach in it. What it is undeniably, it's a Deya beer. The mouthfeel sings. Soft as you like, creamy. There is this sort of slight sort of tartness from the peach. And I think that tartness comes in because it's peach puree opposed to a naturally occurring peach flavour from the hops. It's pretty good. I don't think it's up there with any of the recent Deyas that we've had, but it's still pretty good. It's fruity, it's refreshing. It's a lovely looking beer and a lovely tasting beer. So let's get some scores. Okay, the scores are in for Deya's Moving to the Country. It's an IPA, a peach IPA, as they like to call it, and it's basically an IPA using peach puree. I'm just trying to have a quick look on this, see if it tells us any other hops. It doesn't tell us what other hops are in it. So it's a bit of an interesting one, really. So we'll go through the scores. Aroma, well, that was the big disappointment. You think, oh, I'm expecting a big hit of peach. put it to your nose and there's very little there. And I always think when you start putting adjuncts and different bits and bobs into a beer, even if it's like a fruit puree or some sort of fruit into it, sometimes it almost ruins the aroma. And I always find that strange, but you're not getting a massive hit of peach. I've had bigger hits of peach aromas from beers which haven't got any peach puree and just use the hops. So a little bit disappointing, but it's not unpleasant. But I'll give it a 9 out of 20 for aroma. Appearance-wise, I think it looks pretty good. It's a lovely yellowy colour. I think it looks absolutely stunning. Look at the lacing of the glass. Nice sort of head that's retained. For me, that's what I want from my IPAs. So I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 top score. Flavour-wise, well, a little bit like the aroma. I think it's a little bit dialed back. You're getting peach, but you are getting this sort of slight a little bit of a twang. So there's something artificial, something added to the brewing process. And I wonder why they use it. Especially, I can understand it if you're going to say, oh, we're going to add some strawberry juice, or we're going to add some, I don't know, something like chocolate or whatever to a stout. But when it comes to something like a peach puree, you can use certain hops and a certain combination of hops where you can get big flavours and aromas of peach. And it's almost as if you put the peach puree in it, you lose a lot of that. But it's an unmistakable Deya beer in terms of it's a creamy sort of mouthfeel. It's smooth. It's very, very drinkable. There's just not huge amounts to it. You're getting this sort of slightly sweet, slightly artificial peach flavour. And there's a little bit of citrus in there, but apart from that, there's nothing else going on really. It's a little bit dull, I think, for flavour, but it's certainly pleasant. And I think the mouthfeel, the Deya sort of mouthfeel, really sort of amps it up better in terms of its scoring. So I'm giving it 33 for flavour. Value for money, it's a 6% IPA. I paid about a £5 for it. It's not bad. It's Deya. It's in a big can as well. Of course, Deya makes that in their 500ml cans. So that gives it a few more points for value. So I'm giving it 8 out of 10 for value. And my overall experience, well, it's a nice easy drinking beer. Deya, their benchmark is so high to get anywhere near it. This is lacking really for me. As I said, I don't think I usually steer clear of any sort of beers that said, oh, we've added sort of fruit puree of some description, because I just don't think it does anything for the beer. It really doesn't. There's not many beers where they've added some sort of puree to it where it makes it a much better, more fruitier beer. So a little bit disappointed on that sense of it, but it's not horrible. It hasn't ruined the beer. It's just not very complex. It's sort of very sort of one note, and even that one note being peach is a little bit tempered. It's a little bit dull, a little bit dialed back. It's not a huge hit of peach that you would expect from something that describes itself as a peach IPA. You think, oh, I'm going to get waves of peach flavours, but you're not really getting that. It's an IPA which is soft and smooth and creamy and easy to drink, but it's lacking in a lot of different types of flavours. But it's certainly an easy drinking and it's still enjoyable. So I'm giving it 14 for overall experience. Tighten those scores up, we get a 74 out of 100. Now, for a Deya, that is a pretty poor score because most Deyas usually hit the 80 plus. Just a little bit disappointed with this. I think when I saw it, I was like, I'm not sure this is going to be that great because of the added peach puree. And I was right. I think Deya's done themselves a disservice by doing that. They should concentrate more on just letting the hops do the heavy lifting, as it were. So a 74, still recommended beer. If anyone's had that, let me know. Let me know what you think. Peach IPA from Deya, moving to the country. It's a 6% IPA, big can. It certainly looks good. Top scores for its looks, but you want more than just a great looking beer. You want a great tasting beer, and it just is a little bit lacking for me. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy, you know, the Deya beers that we bring to the channel, because we're a big fan of Deya here. And obviously, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Really helps the, you know, helps the channel, gets in front of more people, the more subscribers that we have. What else can I say? Until the next one, keep on rocking.